What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about Nio. We're also going to talk about CCIV, but before we hop into that, we asked you guys hit that sub button. We're trying to hit 2,000 subs by the end of the month, by the end of March. Don't even know if that's possible, but let's see if we can do it. Thank you guys all for the support we've gotten so far. Link in the description for the Patreon. If you guys want to hop over to the Discord, we got a great community over there. Fantastic. You know, we're all talking about stocks. Everyone's watching Nio right now, and everyone's just like covering their eyes over there right now. So it's not a pretty thing. But yeah, so we were actually talking in the Discord, I think it was yesterday, that they said we should set our sub goal to the amount of cars that Nio sells for every month. So I think let's 7,500 by the end of March. Let's make it happen. 7,500 subs. But let's go ahead and give it some razzle dazzle and hop into it. Man, I'm telling you what, I am so over Nio right now. Sorry, I apologize in starting off here, man. I feel like crap. I've been sick. My whole family's been sick, man. I tell you what, they've got some stomach bug going through here. Thank God it's not Rona, but I'm telling you what, man, I feel like crap. So I'm trying to keep the energy level up for the video, but I'll do the best I can. But let's go ahead and hop into Nio, man. So Nio down again today. Like always, this is not new news for anybody. Down to almost $40. This is kind of depressing at this point.
Yeah,
honestly.
It dipped all the way down to $41.50. It's kind of rough.
Right. Yeah, I'm really hoping things start to turn around. I honestly don't see things turning around for quite a while. I think this is going to go into quarter two. You know, all of the chip shortages that's causing so much pain and havoc for the entire market right now. Yeah, let's see what we've got though with Nio right now. Again, we're sitting at the 41.78 mark. Not too exciting. Down 3.5%. Started off good. Started off the day good, like always. It's usually how it goes. And then we have a midday tank, and then it tanks off the rest of the day. So there was a little bit of good news coming out today. During the earnings call on Monday, I did not know this, but I missed it. But Nio officials said that they have enough chips to get them through the second quarter, to meet their goals through the second quarter. And their goals were to hit 10,000 cars every month. But they might have to pull that back to 7,500 because of the chip shortage. So it'll be interesting to see if they push out the 10,000 vehicles every month all the way through quarter two, or if they, you know, pull it back a little bit to 7,500 to kind of help ease, you know, maybe just give enough time for the chips to kind of start making their way back into things and they can ramp up production again.
Right. That would be the smart thing to do, I would think.
Right.
But you know, even if they do 7,500 a month, they'll still beat their quarter one deliveries, or at least what we assume their quarter one deliveries will be, because, you know, in January they did a little over 7,225, and then February they did 5,578, and then if we just assume kind of that they do like 7,500 in March, that's a total of 20,303 cars to be exact.
Right.
So if they do 7,500 in Q2, that's still 22,500 cars. So they still will beat their Q1 deliveries, not by, you know, some crazy number, but at least they're still going up, even though they, you know, even if they do have to pull back production, which, you know, I think is good, because you don't want to see, you know, delivery numbers going down, quarter, you know, from the last quarter. So still good that they'll be able to beat their Q1 deliveries, even if they have to pull back to 7,500. But I mean, it is what it is. It's hurting everybody, and it's not just Nio.
Right. No, it's an overall whole market thing. It's not, like you said, it's not just Nio. It's Tesla. It's just GM. It's Ford. It's everybody. It's AMD. It's Intel. It's everybody.
Yeah, I just saw today that GM is having to extend their factory closing because of the shortage. So
it's
they're
unfortunate.
not doing too. Yeah, they had to close. Like, they're completely closed. It's not like Nio where they're, you know, pulling back a little bit. Like one of their factories, they had to just close for over like a month now. So that's pretty rough.
Well, and you also got to remember too, you know, they didn't meet the numbers in February, you know, the delivery numbers, because of the fact of the shorter month. You know, there's only 28 days in February this year. And also they had the Chinese New Year, which was a minimum of 7 days of closure. So, you know,
so in total, that's at least 10 days less, because January had 31 days. So really only had 21 days max in February where they were producing cars. And we went over that in our last video. If you'd break it down, they actually did more cars per day in February than January. So can't really be disappointed, but like I said, people just see that 5,500 cars delivered and freak out. They don't actually think much further than that.
And if we look over at, you know, the Nio institutional ownership on Fintel, you know, we can see a whole bunch of people still kind of buying into this. There's still a bunch of analysts coming out with buy ratings and raising their price targets, even though it's going down. So Norwegian Bank, 13 million shares, over 13 million shares. And then we also saw in here, let it load again, down here, Healthcare of Ontario, 8.5 million shares. Like, so, and I mean, I'm not going to write off, you know, 388,000 shares and stuff like that, but like, people are still dumping shares and money and more money into Nio because this dip is huge. You know, think about it. By the end of the year, you know, there's analysts that are predicting over, you know, 100,000 cars delivered. So there's one analyst for Deutsche Bank, Edison Yu. He's given Nio a $70 price target, and he's also still predicting that even though they still have the supply chain shortage, he's thinking that they're still going to be able to hit at least. He's thinking that he wants to estimate a high end 100,000 cars, but he's thinking more realistic. He's thinking maybe anywhere between 95 and 96,000 cars by the end of the year, which would be massive.
I was seeing kind of the same thing from JP Morgan. The analyst over there said, you know, this is a great time to buy when it's, you know, when it's so low. So it's good that all these analysts are, you know, still backing it. They're not just jumping ship because it's, you know, it's tanking. But they also said that, you know, they think that they'll still be able to do around 90,000 cars as well, even with them having to pull back production. So
yeah.
And so you got to kind of remember too that they're not really pulling back production from where they were previously, you know, the amount that they were previously producing. This is like pulling back from their new targets of like doing 10,000 a month. So,
right.
If that makes any sense, what I just said. But so yeah, I can't really be that upset about it. They're still going to be producing more cars than they did in the past. So.
Right. And like we say in every video, Nio is a long-term holder. I feel like there's a lot of swing traders with Nio, and those are the people that are the haters, the naysayers, the ones that don't agree with everything that comes out, and you know, they call us crazy for sticking with. I see Nio long-term. Again, this is a long-term play for me, 3 to 5 years max. Like I don't say max, but like at least a minimum of 3 years for me. Yeah. You know, I'm probably gonna go longer than that, but a minimum of 3 years. So this is definitely a long-term play. Don't get scared when you see these prices. Honestly, if you have more money to buy more, I'm out of money at this point. I'm literally having to sell things to make room, and I don't have any more money. So I'm holding my position where I'm at, and I'm honestly hoping this thing gets up towards, you know, $75, you know, by the end of the year, $100 by end of the year. So we'll see what happens to it when it, you know, they produce, you know, the European, they push into Europe, get the sales there, but it's all banking on this chip shortage right now. So hopefully by midsummer things start to turn around and we see a different number for Nio. So we'll keep an eye on it. If anything new comes out about it, we'll send it your guys' way like we always do. But the last thing we wanted to talk about real quick was CCIV or Lucid Motors. So Lucid has not been hot at all, not even remotely close since the merger with, you know, Lucid and CCIV back in February. You know, obviously it fell off from that $60 mark. We're sitting just under $25 now. This thing hurts. This one hurts to hold.
Yeah,
this is killing me. Yeah. So, but there's a lot of good things that there's potentially a lot of good things that come out of Lucid as long as they don't screw the pooch on this one. I feel like this thing could go and go and go. So, yeah. Long-term play, I see this is another long-term play. It's not a short swing trade. I can see this one being another Tesla kind of play. You know, 5 years from now, this thing could be Tesla levels if they push out the numbers that they're predicting. Yeah. So
I mean, if you look at their tech and batteries and everything, they are beating Tesla pretty much on all that stuff. Charge times, battery, all that stuff. And they have, you know, they're just getting started. They haven't even delivered a car yet. So once they start delivering cars, this thing's gonna take off. It does suck that they did have to push back their production, but and that was something I did want to mention too, that the CEO did say they have enough chips to get them through all this stuff. So the whole chip shortage really isn't gonna hurt them, but they are having other shortages. Just supply chain shortages from all the COVID stuff. So, Not
Yeah.
chip stuff hurting them, but other stuff might hurt them. So,
Right.
well, it is
Well-
hurting them because they did have to push back their deliveries. So,
Right. Well, hopefully it all plays out for them, and everything gets better for them. I know they did tweet out earlier today that they're introducing a new Lucid Air and Dolby experience inside their car, like a new sound system. And they put on their Twitter a new video of like the inside of their car. It's apparently they're making this announcement at South by Southwest. The big, I don't even know if you want to call it a convention. It's basically this, I don't even know how to describe it. If you don't know what South by Southwest is, just look it up. But basically they're going to go there. They're going to be a speaker there. And apparently it's supposed to be some kind of big announcement. So we'll see what happens there. Also, was it yesterday that they talked about expanding into New York City? They're going to make a north or an East Coast studio there as well. So that's
they're
also
planning
big
on
news.
opening up a handful of new studios. So
Right.
that's good.
So hopefully things pan out for them and we see where they go, and hopefully this stock just quits falling like a rock too, because it's hurting me as well. It hurts to hold, but got them diamond hands, baby. Just gonna keep holding. But yeah, so that's gonna pretty much wrap up this video. If you guys like this kind of content, hit that like, share, notification bell. What are your guys' thoughts on all this stuff? What do you guys think? You guys buying, you selling? What are you doing with? Let us know in the comments down below. Also, again, link in the description for the Patreon. If you guys want to join the Discord, fantastic community. We got over 100 members over there. Again, there's only a couple of dollar slots left if you want to join. I think there's only a few left. But again, link in the description for that. Thank you guys so much for all the support. Thank you guys for the 1,000 subs. Again, we're trying to push for 7,500 subs by the end of March, or 2,000, whatever. It's fine. Just making that joke. But again, thank you guys so much for all the support, and we'll see you guys in the next one.